Hello everyone, today I am looking at NieR Replicant. So this is kind of a odd thing for me, simply because I played the original Gestalt back in 2010 or whatever. So I'm really glad that this game has a remake, and it really should have a remake so people can appreciate NieR Automata. You know, I can't imagine someone playing Automata without knowing who Emil is, or, you know, just without the context of what happened in the first game, and, you know, what is the Shadow Lord and Project Gestalt and all this other stuff. But yeah, so how is Replicant? Well, I mean, I knew that NieR is one of my favorite games of all time, so it's one of the few times I actually, bought the pre-order special collector's edition. So it came with a huge box shaped like Grimoire Weiss, and inside there was like a little book for, the script of the game, along with other things like the soundtrack and, of course, the game itself. That being said, how do I feel about this version? I mean, it's fine. I mean, the gameplay definitely is better, but in the original, it was just very serviceable. So here it's like faster, it's cleaner, it's smoother, but it's still more or less the same thing. We're not playing NieR for the gameplay, but, it is there, I guess. Also, just in general, the main protagonist, he's fine, but he is so forgettable. Papa NieR is absolutely where it's at, and he's actually such a much better main character because he just adds that different layer of distance between the characters in a weird way. In the sense that, Kaine is kind of like a younger woman, Emil's a small boy, Weiss is this ancient old book, and, Papa NieR is just more mature and adult focused. And I just love the way he gets angry and shocked at all the shades and everything and all the things that are happening. He's just legitimately like this old guy who just wants good things to happen. And he's a very no-nonsense kind of guy. His character just complements the other guys in the party way more than Brother NieR. Again, there's a stylistic update, so some things more or less, they look slightly different, but again, everything looks kind of proper. They didn't make anyone ugly or screw up the lighting or anything. It's very kind of straightforward. The one thing that was different that they did add to the campaign that is nice in terms of, I guess, DLC, was the mermaid story. And so every time you play the game, you now get to do that DLC point, and that is a little bit frustrating when you want to get the final ending of the game and replaying that thing, because you just kind of want to skip it, honestly. And I can see why they cut out the mermaid part of the game, because that whole aspect in the ship was kind of very, I don't know, samey and redundant, and not a lot of fun, honestly. But anyway, it was good to see my old friends, Weiss and Kaine and the rest of them. And it was kind of cool just to revisit this game and find out what made it such a classic. Really, it's the chemistry and the banter between the characters, along with the world and the story and the lore, that's just really, really mind-blowing. Definitely one of the more complicated stories I've ever played. Of course, the one big change they made in this game that they didn't really tell you about is that at the end of the game, there is a secret hidden, final ending E after ending D, wherein you play as Kaine and you get like a DLC of maybe like a couple hours of gameplay that is completely new and really changes the entire tone and context in which NieR is seen and governed and all this other stuff. But yeah, it's really interesting what they do with ending E. It's just that it is such a pain and a slog to get there. Like, it took me like a whole weekend just to go through, just to go partially through the game. I think it took me like 4 weekends to get through this whole game again, just to get ending E. And so that's why I kind of want to say it's worth it, but it's really not doing all that stuff over again. So unless you've already played the original, maybe look up ending E online. I don't know, but I did push myself all the way to the end just to get that last bit, and because I loved NieR so much. And it was kind of very, very cool, and something I kind of want to replay sometime just for the context of it. Aside from that, I did like the Easter egg they dropped, where essentially in the DLC thing, where you'd fight the extra minions inside Grimoire Weiss, that was originally DLC in the original, and you get to play as, the Japanese NieR, and you get to fight those extra kind of battles. What I liked the way they did in this game is they let you play as the other character. And so what's really cool is that when you go into this world, you actually get to play as Papa NieR, and you actually get a couple lines of dialogue where he's like, oh, I was having a weird dream. And I swear I actually really love seeing him again. It was actually really, really cool. But yeah, outside of that, I don't really have much to say about this game. I mean, this is one of my favorite games of all time, at least Gestalt is, and so a lot of new people who are new to Automata and the NieR series are probably going to play this. And so this is a fine place to kind of get into the series. I think it's, you know, more or less good. And they really didn't change anything. They didn't destroy any of the characters or whatever. I think Kaine had a very kind of more distinctive look in the original, but really her look here is also, you know, just fine in general. Anyway, not much to say about this since this is pretty much a remake of another game, and it's fine. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say, guys. I will see you later. Bye-bye.